What's going on, folks? Fight Day live chat, UFC Vegas 29, headlined by Korean Zombie and Dan Ige. You guys know this stream is all about the chat. It's all about the live viewers, taking all questions, comments, and concerns for the fights tonight. Well, actually, not even just tonight. They start pretty early. I'd say late afternoon, 4 p.m. Eastern prelim start time for the early prelims. I won't be watching them live. I'm going to be going out to celebrate a birthday of one of my best friends, so I'm very much looking forward to slowly getting back to normalcy, especially with this whole COVID thing. Restrictions are slowly starting to be lifted, so we're going to go and have some fun over there. So yeah, no live card for me today. I might catch up later, super late tonight, or at some point early tomorrow, just so I can get the results. I hate just reading up on quick results or getting anything spoiled. I much prefer to just watch the fights play out as is. Um, so yeah, looking forward to catching up when I do catch up. But yeah, like I said, this chat is for you guys. So the two things that I normally do, the only real structure that I have is when I do have my picks for free and I'm not on a 3 event winning streak, which I'm currently not on. I will tell you guys what my bets are or what my official bets are. And then on the back end, I'll be dropping a totals parlay. And I've been dropping them since February strictly on this chat. And last week was the first time it actually hit. We've always been like one or two legs off. There were obviously some weekends where it obviously wasn't as successful, where we probably only went 50% on our picks for that totals parlay. But maybe we can ride this momentum into this weekend and into today and hit another totals parlay. So last week it was like $50 to cash, just about a grand. I'm hoping that I can replicate something similar for you guys tonight. So shout out to anybody that tailed on it last week. We can try to get it into another spot here. All right. Yes, like my guy Royal Cortez said, please do drop a like. That is the best way to support your boy. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe as well. And then over on the Patreon, link is in the description below. $5 a month. You guys get access to my picks as soon as I drop them. We got a best bets and props article up on there where I go through every single fight and give my best bet and best prop. I am a low volume better myself in terms of picking a lock than I play and a dog than I play as my official plays, which is why a lot of people do lean on that best bets and props article in terms of figuring out where my head's at for most of the fights, or for all of the fights, I should say. And something I just recently started doing this week is going to be doing a prize picks tips quick sheet for you guys, pretty much. So if you guys have been following my prize picks videos that I drop on YouTube, I only give you guys my top 3 plays. What I'm going to be doing on the Patreon, and which I started this week, is go through every single fight and give you guys the best spot in terms of what I believe is the best spot from a prize picks approach. So I'm going to be focusing on prize picks a little bit more as well. I feel like that's an industry that we can kind of take advantage of as it's still pretty much in its infancy stage. They just recently added. So pretty much just a quick overview of what prize picks is. You pick over under on fantasy points, significant strikes, takedowns, or minutes. You parlay at least between 2 and 5 together, and then they give you a decent payout if all of those hit. And just an example of why I think it's in its infancy stage, they only have Dan Ige's takedown number at 1. And I truly believe the over there is a very good spot. Like, I was just looking over his numbers, and he's hit at least 1 in the majority of his UFC fights. And now you're giving me 25 minutes. I could definitely see him grounding this fight at a certain time. So at least that 1 will hit. And yeah, there's a bunch of other spots I feel like we could take advantage of. If you do decide to sign up on Prize Picks, use the promo code UFC100. They'll match your initial deposit up to $100. So you get another $100 that you can up to $100 that you can play with. for Prize Picks. So make sure you guys go check that sheet out. All right, I'll go over my quick official bets right now, and then we'll get into the chat. Again, please do drop any questions, comments, or concerns, and I'll be sure to answer those for you guys as best as I can. So lock of the night play, difficult card to find one on, but I did eventually settle on the Jandiroba and Kanaka Murata over 2.5, which was at minus 200. I think it's still roughly around that spot. I do think the grappling and wrestling and jiu-jitsu will all be canceled out with these women pretty much being at the same level in terms of the grappling acumen. Obviously, Jandiroba is a little bit more proficient in the jiu-jitsu realm, and Murata is more efficient in the wrestling realm. And also, I do think that she'll be the stronger woman in this fight. So I truly believe that she'll go out there and nullify any type of game that Jandiroba plays. Not to mention, Jandiroba not as efficient off of her back as she is on top. So if she does end up on top of Murata, I will be sweating that ticket a lot. But I will say, if you are tailing that bet, a good hedge in case you are the hedging type, I am not, would be Jandiroba by sub. I see that as being the only way that the over doesn't hit in this fight. So I think it's around plus 250-ish. Not too bad of a line if you want to hedge out a little bit, but that's not my style. And then dog of the night play, I got to go with the British Davy Grant. I got plus 165. Shout out to anybody that got better than plus 200. I think that line is still pretty egregious considering he's already beaten him in the past. And I feel like he can still go out there and implement a similar game plan like he did in the first fight, including some grappling, some top pressure, and grinding out Chito Vera and still win this fight. So even Davy Grant by decision in the plus 450 range, I think is absolute disrespect. So I'm definitely going to be taking some shares of that as well on my own. But yeah, those are the plays. Over 2.5 in the Murata and Jandiroba fight, minus 200, 4 units. And then I got a unit and a half on Davy Grant at plus 165 as my dog of the night play. All right, let's see what the chat is saying. And then we'll excuse me. And then we'll get into the chat here. All right. Oh, also, I just realized UAE Warriors 20 is on right now. Yeah, UAE Warriors 20 is on right now, and the big main event is between Ray Borg, who I believe is going to be fighting in his first fight outside of the UFC. I'm just watching a quick fucking highlight of the one of the knockouts that just happened. The guy was complaining about an eye poke, looking over at Frank Trigg, and then the other guy just delivered a complete kill shot. Ooh, damn, that was crazy. But yeah, Ray Borg fighting against Canada's own Jesse Arnett, a friend of mine. I'd like to call him. Actually, he's been out here to Toronto a couple times, or at least once that I've seen him, and I've been communicating with him on DMs and all that type of stuff. Very talented fighter, very good fighter. He's just a little bit up there in age. I think he's around 35, 36 at this point in time. But a win over Ray Borg will really allow him to come over to the UFC. Not to mention, he was originally scheduled to step in for somebody in the UFC. I believe it was Shane Burgos. I think he was supposed to step in and fight, but he was a TKO champ at the time, and TKO would not let him go. And then ultimately, he ends up going out there and fighting Nate Maness to defend his title and gets knocked out, snapping his 8-fight winning streak that he was on, where he looked like an absolute savage. Then after that, goes out there and gets knocked out by Josh Hill. So 2 back-to-back knockout losses does not look good on the record. But he's managed to put together a couple wins now, and obviously this Ray Borg win would be really, really big for him. So we'll see how that goes down. I gotta find a link for it. It might even be done by the time we wrap up the stream. So if anybody's watching UAE Warriors, let me know what's going on. All right, let's see what the chat is saying. It's Booty saying tough card, but let's go. Yep. There's been a couple of these tough cards over the last several weeks. We got to find that money somehow. 0 to 100 in the chat. My guy Evan Crawl saying he has 3 bets going on. My guy Rex Lee is on the zombie side. That does not surprise me, but I think he's going to be I don't think he's going to be a happy man tonight. Let's just put it that way. Chief saying, why is everybody on Procopio? I don't understand. I can see the angle. I just didn't realize she'll be this big of a favorite come fight time. All the money seems to be coming in on Procopio. I think it's a lot of FOMO from bettors out there who are seeing a lot of people on Procopio. I picked Procopio to win last time around. She cashed as a slight underdog there for me against Molly McCann. But a lot of people are reading into the greenness and the rawness that Casey O'Neill still brings to the table here, only being 6-0, 23 years old. I agree. She still has a lot to prove, but still not going out there to back Procopio, who I do think is going to have a difficult time to get her game going here. Roel Cortez, drop a like. Yes, please do that. Let's see. Buffalo on the beat lock. They got me making 400 mozzarella sticks by hand at work. Need some winners so I can quit this joint. God damn. Send some of those mozzarella sticks over here, brother. Hopefully we can cash tonight, man. Kamuela Nihinu is saying Dan Ige all day. Easy money. I could definitely see that. Chief 44, 400 cheese sticks by hand. Damn, nice. Good hard work, brother. Buffalo, you're killing me. Scared money. What's your look on Vera versus Grant, over or under if you had to bet it? I'd say over. Like, Vera's never been finished. All of his wins are coming by finish, though. So if a finish does occur in this fight, I think it'll be Vera by sub. But I do think that Grant outgrinds this fight and wins a decision here. Thought Criminal is saying Kanako Murata is 6 years younger. That is correct. Anthony Witherspoon, quarter unit on Grant by KO, TKO, plus 500, my underdog of the night. That's going to be a tough one to get. I know it's been his trend over his last couple of fights, but Marlon Vera's never been finished. Very durable fighter. I think it's going to take a lot of grinding for Davy Grant to win this fight. I think that's how he ends up winning it, is by decision. But good luck. Kung Dao Chicken, there a reason why you prefer General over Murata over 2.5 as a lock play versus Procopio versus Neil. O'Neal over 2.5. General is way more likely to get the finish, in my opinion. I think the potential sloppiness of the fight that we're going to be getting between O'Neal and Procopio could lead to a potential submission from either woman, right? I think more so Procopio has a chance to submit O'Neal if she gets a little bit overzealous. And then O'Neal, if she's able to establish top position, she could just rain down big bombs. And I think that the over 2.5 will probably whiff there. I actually do feel a lot more comfortable in the over 2.5 in the Jandiroba Murata one than I do in the Procopio and O'Neal one. Although my prediction is O'Neal by decision, I feel like, again, their rawness and the volatility between them, more so on the O'Neal side of things, makes me a little bit scared in terms of whether that actually hits or not. The DFS Whispers in the house. I'm trying to remember your real name. I remember you used to comment with your real name, but shout out to my guy right there. Lock of the night. I'm rocking with Nega Mariano to the moon on DK tonight. Good luck, my brother. I'm sure he's going to be low owned, as a lot of people don't actually believe in that guy. Anthony Witherspoon, I'll sprinkle on that. There you go. Sung or Arosa for DK. Fuck. Do you mean Chan Sung Yung or Sung Woo Choi? Either way, I'd probably go with Choi over Arosa, or I'd take Arosa over Korean Zombie, if that's how you're taking it. Jesse Scott, lock and the chat, best bet to take. Spivak round 1 KO. I don't think that's going to happen. Parisian round 1 KO. Don't think that's going to happen. Chaos round 2 KO. Could happen. Bruno Silva round 3 KO plus 1100. I think, even though I'm picking against Chaos Williams, I think his prop there is probably the most likely out of those 4. Kung Dao Chicken, any totals parlay lock. That's going to drop at the ending of the stream. So closer to 1:55 p.m. Eastern time is when I'll drop it. Jamie Tran is saying, when UFC doesn't pay enough, when Rashad Evans is thinking about coming out of retirement and his target opponent is Logan Paul or Roy Jones. Yeah, it's such a shit show. Austin Johnson, let's make some money. I hope so. AA is saying, how high are you on Vera Grant going to a decision? If they fought 10 times, how many times they fight to a decision? Good question. I'd say I'd say at least 6 or 7 times if they fought, they went to a decision. Again, the only way I really see a finish here is if Vera gets a submission, right? That's kind of what I see. I'd be surprised if Grant knocks him out. Grant has been surprising a lot of people in terms of knocking out guys that he's not supposed to, and Vera is one of them. Again, Vera's never been finished, shows great durability, is able to take a lot of big shots, but Grant has been showing off some pretty big power as of late. But I truly think that the only way we see a finish here is if Vera locks something up on Grant, especially when they hit the ground. So. Yeah, I'm going to say 6 or 7 times out of 10, this fight goes to a decision, and those other three is Vera locking up a submission or something. CD816, another garbage sale card, UFC cleaning out space. Yeah, garbage. I said garbage. Garage sale card. I get it. Yeah. Ayush Mehta, any thoughts on Zombie rebounding this fight? He had a terrible camp and just led up in general to the Ortega fight. Also, time zones, travel, just a lot of things that didn't go his way. I don't think that's going to have too much of an impact on his fight tonight against Dan Ige. Ige is a very tough out. Shout out to my guy Christian who dropped the fact on us last night that Korean Zombie hasn't won a fight outside of knocking his dudes out since Dustin Poirier. Or sorry, he hasn't won a fight outside of the first round since submitted Dustin Poirier in round 4. And I'm not saying he's lucky. Obviously, it works out for him to go out there and knock these guys out. But Dan Ige, very difficult guy to put away, very durable, and I think he's gonna struggle to put away a guy like Dan Ige this evening. Which leads me to believe that if Dan Ige continues to crack him, I just don't think it's a good stylistic matchup for him. The more that I think about it, 0 to 100. Clippers plus 2.5. O'Neal parlay plus 350. Clippers won last night, right? I'm assuming that's what you had bet. Yush Mehta, not sure how confident I am in Dan. Feels weird betting against Zombie. Yeah, we gotta like rule numero uno with betting is take bias aside. Like in terms of how you feel about a guy, whether you like them as a fan or whatever it may be. Um, yeah, try to take that narrative out of it. Carlos Diaz saying Spain best parlay piece. Jeremy Wallen best over under bets. I'll be dropping those at the end of the chat or at the end of the stream, my brother. Still another 40-ish minutes to go. Carlos Diaz, what's up with Grasso? When is she fighting again? I think she does have a fight actually lined up. Good question, because I actually want to know that myself. Nope, she doesn't. Interesting. Shout out to Alexa Grasso cashing for us last time. Danny Lopez over 1.5 in the Spivak fight at plus money is tempting. I'm right there with you. Definitely right there with you. Freddie 171, real quick, Suns or Clippers. I heard that Chris Paul is out, right? Chris Paul is going to be out for a little bit because he contracted COVID, but I would lean on the Suns side. Again, I'm not a basketball cap or anything like that, but I do like what the Suns have been doing, and obviously I have a little bit of a bias. When I just said leave bias out of it, I do have a bias for them for cashing out that huge ticket that I placed on them in their game 4. Jamie Tran heading out. Appreciate you stopping by, my brother. Good luck tonight. Mario Barrel, what 2 favorites do you trust most? Very tough card to trust favorites tonight. Very, very tough card to trust favorites. Let me just pull up the odds. If you're putting a gun to my head, I'll give you a pick. You know what I mean? I really like Joaquim Silva. He's one guy that I trust. Again, very shaky card, but I do really like him in this spot. And I'll say Dan Ige. You know what? I'm actually going to make that parlay right now. I haven't made that parlay, but I think I'm going to do that. A Joaquim Silva and Dan Ige parlay. Let's see how much that would pay out. Silva minus 135 on my book and Ige minus 145. Let's see what's the most they'll allow me to get down on that. $840 is all Intertops is allowing me to get on that. I'll put a clean 500 on it to win just about $1,000. Kung Dao Chicken, there's a lot of recency bias on Ige KZ. If you look at Ige's best win, it's Gavin Tucker. Barboza got robbed, which is shocking compared to the level of opponents KZ has beaten. True, but again, one thing we always have to remember is the fact that there are um the every matchup is a different stylistic matchup and a different puzzle to solve for both guys, right? And the way that these guys match up here, just take level of competition out of it. KZ more often than not wins by knocking his guys out, by finishing his guys. And Dan Ige, I'm just going to confirm it, but I'm certain he's never been finished in his career. And I can tell you definitely that he is a very durable fighter. Yeah, he's never been finished in his career. He lost a split decision in his third ever fight, then lost a decision to Julio Arce, and lost a decision to Calvin Kattar. One more thing I do want to confirm. Barboza did record a knockdown against him, and that's the only time anybody's ever recorded a knockdown against him. So KZ could have some solid power, definitely could come into play here, but I think that Ige will be able to eat whatever he's throwing at him and then come back at him with some stronger stuff. And again, Ige is not a crazy knockout puncher. Obviously, he just knocked out Gavin Tucker in his last fight, but before that, ground and pound finish over Mike Santiago 3 years ago. Yeah, again, not a crazy in terms of historically speaking, no crazy knockouts on his record outside of the Gavin Tucker one. But I truly do think that Korean Zombie is declining, and we could potentially see his chin exposed this weekend. Andrew Grigsby saying Diaz Bros versus Paul Bros. Who do you take? You do even have to ask me that question. I should delete my YouTube account if I ever pick the Paul brothers. Give me two best bets. Well, I just gave it to you. Two-piece parlay. Let's go. I got you, Mario Burrell. John, not really feeling Ige here, but the price for Ige works on DK. Yeah, good point. Freddie Freeballin. Hey, Lock, if you had to change a fight pick from early in the week, what would it be? If I had to change a fight pick, like obviously I'm questioning O'Neal even more, right? Just because of how confident people seem to be on Procopio throughout the fight week. But there isn't really any other one that kind of sways me the other way. Diego Lima, another one that I feel very uncomfortable about as a pick. I would not bet him. Yeah, I'd say just those two. I will say this though, John Kelly last night on the Ultimate Weigh-In Show made a damn good point, or a damn good case for Nikolai Negomerianu, who's actually the biggest underdog on the card. That man will either look like a giant genius or a giant dumbass come fight after this fight transpires. But again, I'm not going to ever hate on anybody that's going to be taking a solid shot at an underdog. But yeah, if in terms of if I were to change a pick, the one that I'm least confident about, it's either between O'Neal and Lima. Kappa Comparisons picks is saying, isn't Ige a new father? I believe so. I know Glenn is a new father as well. CD816 is saying just locked in O'Neal plus Turman Moneyline Parlay plus 370. Maliki. Peachy pretty much skipping this card. Got to know when not to play. Good job. That definitely does help. Good discipline. Los is saying you really have to be banking on Zombie being washed up if he shows up. I don't know how Ige wins, but I love those odds. So do you think Zombie just outstrikes him? How do you think that he wins? Like he showed a really good game plan against Yair Rodriguez, where he was able to beat him for the majority of 5 rounds before getting knocked out at the end. But I don't know, guy. DXAC is saying, aside from the lock night, what other total do you think is most likely to hit? I know it's a little bit chalky, but I do like the over 1.5 in the Josh Parisian and Rocky Martinez fight. I do like that one. I do also like, there was one more that kind of caught my eye. Where is it? Yeah, actually, that was the only other one. I don't mind taking a little bit of a dog shot or a plus money shot on the over 1.5 in the Oleinik and Spivak fight either, because I do see a cautious approach from Spivak in that fight. Never mind. It's saying ain't feeling great about anything tonight. You got a lot of action compared to most cards. Definitely not. Very low volume card for me this time around. Very, very low volume. Um, yeah. 0 to 100 with the $2 donation. Appreciate the love, my brother. I see you're on that parlay as well. Hopefully that hits for us. Good luck. Kung Dao Chicken, any leans on the next card? Looking at Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Pizarro. Shavkat is only minus 265. Should be at least minus 1,000. I do have big hopes for Rakhmonov, but I feel like there's a couple other spots on the card that I feel a little bit more confident about. Um, I think that Moicano is a decent spot, even at minus 245 against Jay Herbert. I was really liking Ramazan Amiv against Warley Alves before that fight eventually got called off. I do like Tim Means at minus 150 over Nicholas Dalby. I think that's a great spot. Um, I think Barcelos beats Valiev, but I do think that's the odds are a little bit too wide there. Rachmanov, like you said. But the one spot that is sticking out to me the most has got to be Charles Rosa minus 160 over Justin James. You guys know I love fading Justin James, and I feel like Charles Rosa is a good enough fighter to go out there and get that dub against a pretty one-dimensional and poor cardioed Justin James. Got to run the tape still. Obviously, don't want to be blindly going into this just because of what I just think I remember. But yeah, I'd say top spots for potential lock of the night plays have got to be Moicano, Tim Means, Rachmanov, and Charles Rosa. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Kung Dao Chicken, you are on the Patreon. So we'll be dropping one. I'll be dropping a look ahead post to the next card after I catch up on the fights. Excuse me, fellas. But yeah, I will drop a look ahead post either when I catch up on the fights tonight or tomorrow morning. Michael Zach, good day, mate. Rummy, what a do, Lock, my bearded brother. Nothing much, my brother. Appreciate you stopping by and showing some love. Andrew Grigsby, which is the fight to fade? I'm assuming you mean on DraftKings. Gotta be ooh. A tough one, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I think all of the fights could produce something. Like I'm picking 9 out of the 12 fights to go to a decision, but I do think that there are some decent upside in terms of finishes as well from all the guys. I don't know which fight you could fade. Maybe Parisian versus Martinez. That could be a fight you could fade here. Yeah, tough slate even on the DK side of things, brother. Joe Fournier saying chaos. Nah, I'm picking Summersberger to win, but I have no money on it. Chaos has that death touch. I truly believe that. But I think that if Summersberger is able to evade that, he should be able to put together some solid volume and output to win a decision there. Freddie Freeball, in which fight you think is most likely to go to a draw? Well, you got to think about somebody that has a bad gas tank. Hmm. Maybe Silva Turman. Like if Silva has success with, hurting Turman late, and Turman won the first 2 rounds off of grappling. I think that one. Yeah, that's really the only one that I think has a decent shot of going to a draw. So saying Ige fighting style kind of like for brawling, kind of, but he has the durability to back it up. Matt Hudson parlay Roki and Cheeto, the Cheetah Puff parlay. I like it. I like it. I like it. Turman or Erosa DraftKings. I'm going to go with Turman. I think he lands takedowns and control time. And based on your avatar, I think you like wrestlers. Freddie Freebar, I don't really get the hype on Summelsberger. I think he's good. I think he has the talent. I think he has the yeah, I think he has a good shot at putting together a much better and overall game plan compared to what fucking Chaos Williams bring to the table. I think he is one dimensional, but that one dimension is so powerful and devastating that he could continue to get wins up until he starts fighting fighters that have legitimate skill set and an overall game plan. We've yet to find that out about Summelsberger, but it's all hypothetical at this point. Daniel Gerhard is saying you, Cody, and DFS all on Procopio. That is incorrect. I am on Casey O'Neill, but very little confidence. Feels like it actually might be the best play of the night. Nobody likes the first fight, but I think that's the best bet. Good luck if you're taking a shot on Procopio. The DXJC, Rosa is getting that W. He's a legitimately perfect 500 fighters since entering the UFC, and the dude's pattern is on track for a W. Again, even his again, Justin James not a good fighter in my opinion. HG Sick Vlogs is saying Volkov over Gane might be too much of a step up. He's not nearly as passive as Jairzinho. I still think Gane there. I still think he has all the chops to go out there and implement his game plan effectively. You know, stick and move, stay away from the big shots of Volkov. He's definitely going to have the speed advantage over Volkov. But Volkov is a tough and savvy veteran who's obviously been making improvements in his own right. Yeah, I'm stumped on that fight, but I do lean on Gane right there. Bo Jackson saying fight of the night prediction. Ooh, I think we got a couple ones that could really get the job done here for fight of the night. Joaquim Silva versus Rick Glenn. I think that could be fucking fireworks. Julian Rosa versus Sungwoo Choi. That's going to be fireworks. Davey Grant against Marlon Vera. I think that could be a really good fight. And even Chan Sung Jung versus Dan Ige. So I got 4 slots for you there. Hopefully that helps answer your question. Buffo on the beat saying, how and where did you find the dope boom bap instrumental that you use as your intro? I'm a music producer, big fan of that beat. There's a guy named fuck. I don't recall the guy's name. But there's a podcast out there called the Co-Main Event Podcast by 2 MMA journalists, Ben Folks and Chan Dundas. And what they used to do, and I think they still do, is they allow fans to submit instrumentals that they play at the beginning and in between their show. And one of the guys dropped or had an instrumental. So I searched him up and I found his SoundCloud page, and I found the beat that I really like. It's called a Super Friends beat. I believe it has a Super Friends sample to it. And then I reached out to the guy. I'm like, hey, you know, I'd really like to use one of your instrumentals for my opener, for my intro. And he's like, yeah, for sure. So he sent me an email with the instrumental there, and since episode 1 I've been using it. I want to say the guy's name was like Lord Fonz or something on Twitter. I've been trying to find him over the last like year or so on Twitter, but I just haven't been able to. I think he deactivated his account or he changed his name or whatever it would be, but Eric Fontanez, that's his name, Eric Fontanez. But yeah, I've been trying to find that guy. I just can't find him, but that's where it is. So yeah, I love it. Trust me, it gets me hype every time I hear it too. Hayden Stevenson saying Martinez versus Parisian could go to a draw. Yeah, maybe big first round from Parisian, and then he starts to fall off. Good point. 40 plus violence parlay, Olenek and Brown inside the distance. Good luck on that one, my brother. Los is saying, you convinced me, fuck it, I'll join the E-Gear parlay, but I'm higher on zombie striking. But he said he doesn't like to fight without a crown and didn't want to go to a 5-round fight, so he might not show up. Yeah, he just doesn't look in it, right? Mentally speaking, he just does not seem to be in it. And there's a lot of rumors out there that he could potentially be on his last legs if he ends up taking an L here. And all week I've been saying it was, let me get the guy's name, John Hyun Ko at JHK MMA. He's the one that's been kind of replying to people and being like, hey, you know, if he loses, there's more than likely a possibility that KZ actually hangs it up tonight. Mixed pressure fights. What if Ige and Zombie both durable go to a decision and it's a draw like Moreno Figgy first fight? Could happen. We need a point taken away to replicate that Figgy Moreno fight, but also a possible 10-8 in there. But I'm not sure if we'll get a 10-8. Andrew Grigsby, when will you be covering DK strategy? Yeah, a lot of people have been asking me for that, especially since I haven't been doing it on South's channel anymore. Soon. I don't want to put nail a time frame to it. Again, betting is my baby. I've taken a liking to Prize Picks a lot too, so I'm going to be focusing on that. But I got to get to the DraftKings side of things again. No promises when, but I will do it. I will do it, Andrew. I promise. I just can't give you a timeline as to when. Dog MMA in the chat saying what up. Phil Sear. Sure, I butchered that. Over or under for Vera. I'm going to go with the over. Low sin 4.99 for weed money. I appreciate it, brother. Trust me, I don't need the money for weed anymore. I'm good on that front. Uh, the funny thing is, I actually bought an ounce, and I look back at the date that I bought it. It was on May 8th, and it's still holding me good right now. I did buy like a quarter as well. Um, a couple weeks ago, but yeah, that ounce is holding tough for me. I know you guys down in the states have different measurements that you guys use for weed, but we use ounces and quarters and half quarters up here. So get familiar. Ursula is saying UFC's hype machine has put Sean O'Malley on the third fight on the main card to finish Louis Smoke on a McGregor card. He getting that special treatment for show. Yeah, it's no doubt about it. They're trying to build him up, but he just keeps faltering every time they're trying to get him a dub. Derek UC Chaos, Summers going all three. I think we could if Summers doesn't get knocked the fuck out. I do like Summelsberger there. I think him by decision is a really good spot. Rasul 1993 all week has been pounding the drum. Rocky Martinez is the GOAT. Nicholas Odds semi by sub plus 1100. First thing I bet this week. Yep. I'm going to be taking a shot on that too. Nick Dillard, would you approve this alt total parlay? Over 1.5 in Procopio, I like it. Over 1.5 in Parisian, I like it. Over 1.5 in Janiroba, I like it. You have my Nick. Good luck, my brother. Joe Fournier saying, what up? Mixed pressure fights. I'll try again. What's up, Lock? None but love and support. Excited for the main card tonight. Appreciate it, brother. HG sick vlogs. Do you think Choi KO or a roasted sub at plus 185 is worth taking over? Sorry, my wife just walked by. So the door that I have for my studio is actually a glass door. I just saw my wife walk by with an Amazon package, and I did order a Nintendo Switch a couple days ago, and I'm assuming that's exactly what it is. So kind of happy that that's actually come through. Maybe I'll take it over to my boy's place today, and we can play a little bit of that. But yeah, no, very much looking forward to that. I'm not much of a gamer, but I've always wanted to play the Switch. It's something that the wife can obviously play as well, and I always will have a soft spot for Mario Party games, so I'll definitely be playing some of that. But getting back to the vlog here or the chat, do you think Troy KO or a Rosa sub at plus 185 is worth taking over? Fight doesn't go to decision at plus 105. If it finishes, surely that covers the finish too. I honestly, I know the payout is smaller, but if you truly think that there's going to be a finish, the plus 105 is probably the better way to go. Like if you're set on one side or the other, though, like if you're very confident in Troy getting the KO over Arosa possibly pulling the sub, then by all means take the Troy KO. But if you do think that there's a possibility of both, I think the Troy KO is a little bit more reliable than Arosa by sub. But either way, I'd take the plus 105 there just to cover both angles. Ruel Cortez saying, what a nice man. Los. Again, I appreciate all super donations. It's not mandatory, it's not required. And I truly appreciate anybody that's dropping those donos. I do appreciate it. DXJC, pretty sure everything you said is universal except half quarters, which I'd call an eighth. There we go. I swear, last time I went to the States and tried grabbing something, they're just calling it eighths and whatever the fucks. And I'm just like, oh. I want a half quarter. I want a quarter. That's it. Diehard MMA podcast is in the chat. Shout out to my guy Clint. He's saying, I don't understand all the Summersburger love this week. I know you're on Chaos quite heavily this week. I truly believe that Chaos is a one-dimensional fighter. Big power in his hands, sure, and the athleticism and speed to catch the chin of guys. I'm more so banking on the potential that we could see in Summersburger. If you're giving me plus money on a guy that has more tools to win the fight, I'm going to side on that side. And now Chaos Williams could absolutely go out there and starch him. If he starches him in the first round, I'm okay with that because that's his best path to victory. But I'm very intrigued to see if this fight gets out of the first round. I want to see if Chaos Williams can still bring that power into the second and third rounds of this fight. I don't think he'll be able to, but we'll see. So what the $5? What is that? What is a DKK? Is that Denmark? What is that? Danish krone. My guy is from Denmark. Shout out to my guy Ursel here. Mom Becky. I'm hoping that I'm not butchering your name right there. Appreciate the donation, my brother. It truly means a lot. Good luck on the bets tonight. I'm hoping that I have steered you close to some money rather than to nothing. Nick Sisson in the chat. What up, big dog? Hope you're having an awesome day. Happy fight day, everybody. Hit the like button and let's make some money. Yes, please do hit that like. That is the best way to support your boy. I truly hate it. Love it. The Die Hard MMA podcast saying those ladies and the Amazon man. It was actually me this time with the Amazon order. But yes, more often than not, it's the wife with the Amazon order. Big Sally MMA. I don't think there's a safe bet on this card. As in my opinion, I don't think your luck is that safe. I'm skeptical, man. I will admit it's a tough card. There's a reason I didn't go the full 5 units on it. I'm being slightly conservative with the 4-unit play instead. But I do feel like, to me at least, I feel like the safest play is the over 2.5 in the Janiroba and Murata fight. GXJC saying, I agree, Clint. I thought KS showed a lot last time out in his L against Michelle. I didn't. You know, he like if he didn't get the knockout, you know, we saw what happened. I truly think he relies on that knockout a lot. He did land a lot of significant strikes, though. I will say that. But yeah, I'm glad that there's the potential that Summersberger could potentially make some takedowns here as well. Smash Bros, Mario Kart, Mario Party for Switch to go, my man. Yeah, I've already bought Mario Kart 8 and Mario Party, Super Mario Party. That's what I'm doing. Kung Dao Chicken. Hopefully, the Rory and T-Bow judges are not on the UFC card today because I see a lot of decisions. Yeah, I believe at least 9 out of the 12 fights go to a decision. Do they have? Oh no, they don't have it available yet on best fight odds at least. But I'd love to see what the over under is set at for. You know, there's some websites that allow you to bet on how many fights finished by KO, by submission, or by decision. I'd love to see what the over under is for the decisions here because I'd probably take the over. Joe Fournier 12 saying Brown or Lima. I like Lima here, but very little confidence on him because Brown could potentially put him into some trouble here. But I'm going to take Lima. I just don't trust him at that minus 180 range, to be honest. HG Sick Vlog saying, and not at all confident in his side on a roster choice. So I'm looking at the unders. Yeah. Then I'd take the under 2.5 or the fight doesn't go to decision if you do think that there's a finish either way. MD saying got 2-unit parlay on Shavkat, Rakhmonov, and Amiv. The Amiv leg is canceled because Amiv is not able to get his visa, I believe. I could be off on that. Papa Placid Penis is saying 8th equals half card. Okay, perfect. Thanks for the clarification. Kappa comparison picks, new baby daddy parlay, Parisian, Ige, Glenn. I'm actually picking against 2 of those, and I'm picking Ige to win. HG6 vlog saying Anthony Smith, but I got to side with Lock on the Summersberger pick. Good luck for tonight, though. Love the content, man. I appreciate it, brother. Close fight. And I just got the whole Anthony Smith thing. Gotta love you. Close fight, though, right? Like again, I wouldn't be mad at all if we see Chaos go out there and knock this guy out, but I'm going to take the guy that I feel like has the more tools. Alex Persu, do we like Vera for a finish more than decision? I think his best way to win this fight is by finish. I forgot who brought up the statistic the other day, but 1 of 6 is what Vera is in terms of when fights go to decision. He's only won 1 decision. Die Hard MMA podcast. I just feel like he showed last fight against Pereira he can do that, and I felt he won that fight. He impressed me in a loss. I feel he should have won. Interesting. I thought he lost that fight, to be honest. Good luck. Again, you have money on the fight. I don't. So I'll be more happy if Chaos wins because I know you at least want some money there. Jimmy the Drunk over under 2.5 number of fights that compete tonight for the last time. Sorry, over under 2.5 number of fighters that compete tonight for the last time. Yeah, that's a interesting approach or interesting view because yeah, there's a lot of guys that I feel like are on their last legs in the UFC, right? Again, I'm going to keep saying it. There's that rumor out there that if Korean Zombie loses this weekend or tonight, he's going to hang him up. So there's one, because I do think he ends up losing. Who else is on a skid right now? Matt Brown's on a skid. Nick Mariano only has 1 loss. Yeah, even Parisian Martinez. Fuck, this is a close one. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna go with the under 2.5. I don't think that we see anything more than three fighters uh get cut from the UFC after this. Wael Agaban, you betting on any Fadiol this week, bro? No, I'm not. The only bet that I had on my last week was him to win by sub, so it's not even like I took him straight or anything like that. Los is saying, nah, Super Smash Bros. I never got into that when I was later on, or when I was playing N64 back in the day, just because all my friends were that much better than me. But I won't lie, it does look pretty cool nowadays, so I might actually buy it eventually and get into it. Robert Cello saying T-Bow defended Rory's takedowns better, excuse me, better than Lawler. Yeah, he did a damn good job in that fight. Ursul Mwambeki saying Demir Hadzovic was on morning TV a few weeks ago saying he is in a bad spot and it's a must-win situation. We could see a banger this time, but still Medeiros is good in his own right. Yeah, I think I picked Hadzovic to win that fight when they were originally scheduled to fight before it got pulled off the day of. I do like Hadzovic though. I think he could win. Real Bunkhoots in the chat. Hope you're having a good day as well, brother, and good luck on your bets tonight. Ben is in the chat as well. What's going on? Good luck tonight, my guy Clint. I hope it comes through for you. Kung Dao Chicken, Parisian can't lose to Roki. If he can't be Roki, he doesn't deserve to be in the UFC. I think we'll find that out tonight. Jimmy the Drunk, I was thinking Alexei might hang it up too after he gets finished. Could be. Yeah, he is on a 2-fight skid as well. Good point. Yeah, good point. Maybe he doesn't seem like he's slowing down though, in terms of slowing down with his willingness to want to fight. So even if he loses, maybe he gets cut, but maybe he goes over to Bellator or M1 or whatever the fuck he wants to go fight for. Fireball popcorn. Kung Dao Chicken saying Brown and Olynyx last fights too. Could be. Wael Algaban Locke was the one getting bullied in Super Smash Bros. Back in the day. Absolutely. But these motherfuckers didn't want to test me in Mario Kart or Mario Party. That's where I wrecked them. Or even Mario Tennis. I won't lie. I was pretty good at Mario Tennis. But I was getting bullied in Super Smash Brothers. See, right there with you. That's why I don't like fighting outside of like UFC 4 and UFC 3. I'm not a big fan of like fighting games like that, like Mortal Kombat or Injustice or whatever those games are called. Not my cup of tea. DXJC saying my boy Roki getting that first dub on his way to the strap. Francis already shook. Getting a little bit carried away there, but I do think he gets his first dub in the UFC tonight. PFL test for roids because T-Bow looked extra juicy in that fight. Yeah, we might even see him over there. Yeah, you're right. Noor is saying, have you dropped that over under parlay? Good sir. I have not. I'm going to be doing it in about 5 minutes for you guys. Shaito is saying Tyson dented Deontay's head forever. Yeah, true. I think Tyson Fury is a good parlay spot if you're looking to tie something up for a month or so. I believe that fight's on July 24th. Saifuddin Nurmatov is saying Dan Ige should win. Very technical, massive power, great boxing. I agree. Saifuddin, if you don't mind me asking, where exactly are you from? Are you a Russian? I am very curious. I like knowing where all my viewers are from. Actually, let's just do it real quick. If you guys are in the chat, drop where you guys are actually watching the stream from. I'm very intrigued to know where you guys are watching from. Sweet Didi is saying Rokia was the better fighter against Mays. Mays just had too much of a physical advantage and was too athletic. Parisian is not that dude. I agree. Mays had the physicality of going out there and implementing a sticking and moving type approach, and he did it very, very well against Martinez, who isn't as fast and able to keep up with him. Parisian's not that guy. So yeah, great point there, Sweet Didi. Kung Dao Chicken, who do you think is the apple pie shitter on tonight's card? I don't think anybody I don't think these big favorites are super trustworthy. Like again, I'm picking against Marlon Vera. Diego Lima could shit the pie. Alexa Kamora, who I still believe is relatively unproven, he could shit the pie. Very dangerous card. If you're taking a parlay heavy approach on this fight on this card, be ready for possible upsets and misery. My guy Sweet Didi saying he's Welsh, so I'm assuming he's from Wales. Unless you're Welsh and just living somewhere else. We got West Virginia in the house. We got South Africa in the house. Shit. Ayush Mehta in Ottawa. I do love me some Ottawa. I'm out here in Toronto, but I've definitely made plenty of trips out there to Ottawa and Byward Market. Love me that. Love me Ottawa. In portions, in chunks. Not to live there, but I do like it. Matt Hudson's from California. Love it. HG Sick Vlogs from Australia at 3:51 a.m. You fucking savage. Appreciate the love from out there. Wael Al Gaban is from Vancouver. I'm a Surrey Jack. So you're familiar with my kind then. um okay. Houston, Texas, definitely a place that I want to visit one day. I'm not sure if they'll appreciate my kind down there though. Kappa Comparisons pick, watching from Central New York. Nice, nice. Delaware in the house from Ken Knowles. That's definitely some place I want to check out. Ursel Mwambeki from Denmark, as I expected. Papa from Tennessee. Tennessee. Love it, love it. Born in Uzbekistan, but live in New York all my life. All right, nice. I like it. Andrew Grigsby is from Humboldt County, California. Nice. Yannick Laberge, I'd be surprised if you weren't from some sort of French type of spot with that kind of name. Saint Jean, Quebec, nice. Southern California for my guy Jimmy the Drunk. Chicago, love me some Chicago. I have visited many times, and I still dream about Giordano's day and night since I don't get it up here. Kung Dao chicken from Sendai. Not entirely sure where that is, but it sounds exotic as fuck. Straya, Australia. I love it. Pittsburgh. I like it. I like it. I've been to closest I've been is Philadelphia. Dave Craxton, Atlantic City, New Jersey. Love it. Here's Saul Fury's going to mop the floor with Wilder's head this time. I agree. Noor is from Australia, liking that, liking that. Frank Jourdain is from Gatineau, Quebec, which is extension north extension of Ottawa. Yeah, I've been out to Gatineau several times. We actually ran an MMA show out there at the casino that's just there. Uh, and I stayed in Gatineau. I forgot what it's called, but it was like that castle hotel that's right on the river. Uh, that borders Ottawa. I love Gatineau. Love Ottawa. DXGC, you're right. I was getting carried away. We all know it's actually Parker Porter. That's all heavyweight spear. My guy PG is from the UK. My mom is actually originally from the UK. Love to go out there. Cody Painters in the Smoky Mountains of Colorado. Love it. Joel Fournier from Boston, Massachusetts. I've been out there for the Connor and Seaver card. That was a fun time. Ayush Mehta is saying I'm from near Toronto. Originally moved to Ottawa for school. Nice. I'm gonna just throw this out there. I'm assuming you were from Brampton, right? Trust me, I can say it because I am. Buffalo on the Beat, Sparta, New Jersey. Jim Miller is my neighbor. Nice, nice. I love it. Ben is saying, I live in Texas, 10 minutes away from the border of Mexico, but currently studying abroad in Argentina. Head back home in August. Nice. Must be an interesting experience, especially with the whole COVID situation. That's awesome. Also a fellow South Asian Canadian, my guy. We call them Indo Canadians, but yes, I am definitely an Indo Canadian. If you were picking around for Spivak to finish Alexian, which would you favor? Either the second or the third round. I lean more so the third round, but I'm also hoping that he hits that decision prop. Zero to 100 saying from North Korea. Alex Magistro is in Wisconsin. I have definitely visited Wisconsin a couple times. That's a nice spot. Chester, England, for my guy BLT. Do you mean Chester, England, or Manchester, England? Because I don't know if there's a Chester, England. I apologize. P Money. He's from Philly. When were you there? I went years ago for UFC 133. It was actually a UFC trip that I went down there for Tito Ortiz against fucking Rashad Evans. Vitor Belfort fought Yoshihiro Akiyama that night. Brian Ebersol took away the Speedy Man or the Speedo Man. Dennis Hallman. Great card. Great card. All right. Ken Noah saying, Locke, how long have you been sports wagering? Uh, when was the actually no, it's been at least a solid 7 or 8 years, but I gotta say I've been taking it a lot more seriously over the last 3 or 4 years. But I've always used to throw like Hail Mary parlays and stupid bets for like at least the last 8 years. Solid guess, but not Acton. Oh, Acton, Ontario. Yeah, I know exactly what that's from. Close enough. Close enough. Skywalker DFS pulled the trigger on Davy Grant. I'm right there with you. Ifadine Ramatov is saying, if you're still on Casey O'Neill, I'm joining you on the island. Not sure why, but her power looked good on tape studies, throwing a little sprinkle on her. Yeah, I like her, but again, probably my least confident one on that fight. Tyler's coming in from Indianapolis, Indiana. I have visited there as well. Went there for a UFC fight night between Condit and Catman. That was a great night. Fun card. Ben, great to see you, fellow Valley in the Gun. Yep, everybody's just connecting now. Chester. It's not Manchester, though. Okay. All right, let me drop this over-unders parlay for you guys that I'm going to get up on out of here. The last thing I do want to say, though, before I do get up on out of here is, or two things that I want to address. One thing, the Lock of the Night Challenge. For those of you who know what the Lock of the Night Challenge is, it restarts in July. So there's only 2 events left for the current Lock of the Night Challenge, tonight's and next week's. So I'm actually opening up the call for anybody that wants to sign up for the Lock of the Night Challenge. Just a quick thing for you guys. You know what? Let me just actually open it up over here. 1 second, fellas. I'm just going to share my screen. There we go. So the Lock Night Challenge, all based off of my website or on my website. I'm not going to go through every single rule for you guys, but what I will tell you is pretty much you're going to pick one bet for every single UFC event from July all the way to the end of the year. It can be a parlay, it can be a total, it can be a prop, it can be whatever the fuck you want it to be, but it can only be one bet. And it'll be assumed that it's a 1 5-unit bet, and it can't be anything worse than minus 250. You make one bet every single event of the year from July to December, and whoever comes out with the most profit ends up winning the pot. So right now, we have a $25 game, we have a $100 game, and a $500 game. The $500 game is actually a year-round game, so there won't be any registrations for that, but there will be for the $25 game and the $100 game. Just showing you guys right now, this is what the current standings look like. My guy, Dat Playboy, who was on the stream last night, my guy, Christian, he's in the lead right now, plus 137 units. He's gone 14-6 on events, but he's hit some pretty big parlays. So right now we have 76 people in the current $25 game. So you see the standings here. We also have the bets always posted for everybody for every single event. There's a lot of people, obviously, you'll see once I get closer to the bottom here, that once they start losing, they just don't submit bets anymore. You'll obviously see that right there, right? So again, one bet for every single event, $25 entry or $100 entry, and then you guys split the pot at the end of it. The top 3 split the pot 65%, 25%, 10%. I keep zilch. I keep $0 from the Lock of the Night Challenge. All the prize money goes back to the winners. Yeah, it restarts in July, but I am opening up the registration call right now. So if you want to sign up for the Lock of the Night Challenge, hit me up on Twitter or Instagram if you guys have either or, preferably Twitter, at MMALOT, and hit me up over there, and I will I'll get you guys set up to get into the challenge there. Very fun game. A lot of people are enjoying it. It's been booming over the last couple editions. Like I said, we have 76 people in the $25 game right now, and we have 45 people in the $100 game. I'm hoping to top both of those numbers with this next edition. So if you're interested in it, hit me in the DMs on Twitter or Instagram at MMALOTN, and I'll be sure to get you guys sorted and ready to go. My guy, Diehard MMA Picks, is in there too. He just hasn't been doing that well recently. It's a very tough game. People think it's easy, just making a 5-unit bet for every single event. It's kind of difficult, especially when you're trying to, beat other people out. Like there's only in the $100 game, there's only 12 out of the 40 whatever people that are in the positives. In the $25 game, I think there's still only about 12 that are in the positive out of the 70, however many people that we have. Whereas, yeah, 12 people that are in the positive. So if you're into it, hit me up. That's the best way to do it. All right, let me get this over under parlay going for you guys. I'm going to get up on that here. Actually, let me just see what the chat is saying real quick. Yannick LeBert saying, "How old are you, man? You look young, but I seem to have mad life experience." I'll be 30 this year, but I've been around the MMA game since I was maybe 18 years old. So over 12 years since I've been following. I'm just going to quickly catch up with the chat here so that I can see what people are saying, and then we'll catch up. Okay. All right. Let's just do the over under. Get up the pens and papers. Get your bookies ready. I'm going to go with, first and foremost, my lock and I play the over 2.5 in the Murata and Jandiroba fights. I'm going to go with the over 1.5 in Martinez and Parisian. I'm going to go with over. This is a tough one. Over 1.5 in Olenek and Spivak. Over 2.5 in Grant and Vera. And over 2.5 in the Negamariano and Alexa Kimura fight. And I think I'll sit pretty there. The O'Neal Procopio one is a little bit too volatile for me. Same with Glenn and Silva. Summersberger Chaos scares me as well, especially with the power from Chaos. Matt Brown and Diego Lima's deteriorating durability gives me pause in terms of betting a total there. Turman and Silva. You know what? I'm going to go with the over 2.5 in Turman and Silva. Rosa and Choi, I think, is going to be a crazy fight. So I see that going all or finishing at some point, but I don't think I'm confident enough in betting it. And then I could see the possibility of Dan Ige finishing Chan Sung Yung, which is why I'm going to stay away from that over. So once again, I'm going. These are the final picks. Murata Jandiroba over 2.5. Martinez Parisian over 1.5. Olenek Spivak over 1.5. Grant Vera over 2.5. Negamariano Kimura over 2.5. And Turman and Silva over 2.5 plus 26.73. I'm going to put $50 on it to win just over $1,300. All right. There you have it. All right. Appreciate everybody joining the stream as always. If you guys haven't already, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe. If you want to support even more, the Patreon is there, $5 a month. We got a great Discord community, great other props that are perks that you guys can take advantage of, including the best bets and props article, the prize picks tips for the full card. So a ton of great things. And then lastly, if you are interested in the Lock Night Challenge, like I was talking about a little bit earlier, hit me up in the DMs and I'll be sure to sort you guys out over the next couple of days. I'm going on a social media blackout now. I'm going to be going to a party, like I said, celebrate a birthday party with my boy. So yeah, I'm outie for the rest of the day. So you guys aren't going to be able to get a hold of me. All right. Good luck on your best tonight. Let's hope we can make some money. Obviously, my lock of the night play, Murata Jandiroba over 2.5. Let's hope that goes down. All right. Good luck, everybody.